champ is here. The champ is here. The champ.
It is not probably only here. 1, 2, 1, 2.
The champ is here. 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 The champ is here.
Welcome to State Champions Podcast, where there's always a celebration. On State Champions Podcast, we discuss people, politics, community, and culture. And what would a podcast be with two great friends, a former coach and a current coach, former high school teammates be without us discussing sports? I'm your co-captain, Raphael Peterson. To my left and to your right, my main man, my brother, my friend, co-captain George T. Ward. How you doing, boy?
Man, I'm good. What's up with you?
Man, everything going great. We want to apologize for the technical difficulties. We was getting started a little late, trying to work on some extra things, but we in the building now, so it's going down. You know how we do. We're going to be talking about what? NFL. All
Football.
sport, football. Here we going all football today. But if it's your first time tuning into the show, you are definitely in for a treat. So, G, what's the number that they can call us at to call in and talk about? We're going to talk about the Lions, the college. We're going to talk about everything. What's the number they can call in on?
It's 313-458. That's 4445. That's 313-458-4445. Y'all call in. I know everybody got something to say. Everybody want to contradict my expert picks all the time. So I know Wendell Green probably got something to say. Ricky Poe, everybody got something to say. Gary Everett probably going to have something to say. But y'all call in, man. Y'all get an opportunity to have your opinions recorded on State Champions Podcast so we can see if y'all really know what y'all talking about. Hey, we can go back to some of my clips to see I know what I'm talking about. Come on, man. Y'all call us tonight.
And make sure you follow us on TikTok, IG, SCP_313, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel so y'all can stay up to date on the things that we're doing and then all the new shows that's coming up. So again, G, it's all sports. The NFL kicks off Thursday night. Tomorrow night, this is why we ain't do a show tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Because everybody going to be watching the Lions. You have Detroit Lions opening up in Kansas City.
Yes.
The Super Bowl champs,
Arrowhead.
And Detroit Lions is a 5.5 dog. Who you taking?
That line going down though. Now I do know this, and we do know something every now and again on a Sunday where we may place a little wager or something. That line keeps going down, but really they could be baiting you into this.
Who they baiting? You got to say who they baiting. They baiting the Lions fans.
Vegas is baiting
the Lions
fans. As this line going down, y'all gonna load up, and Mahomes gonna hit you with a touchdown in the last series, man. You know, close game.
But they saying Travis Kelce ain't playing his safety net.
They said when little fella left and got traded, they were supposed to not be nothing in too. So I'm just telling you, it's gonna be something. And Andy Reid, trust me, But my man playing tomorrow. Travis Kelce's going to have on some cleats tomorrow.
He might have them on, but he shouldn't play there. That'll be the dumbest thing on the planet if he hyperextended his knee just on Tuesday. He shouldn't play.
There we go. I'm with you.
So you saying tomorrow night
it's going over.
Going over. What's the y'all don't have the OU. Let me check in the OU.
The over and under was 54. Now with Kelce being out,
I'm double check this right now
or something.
But probably tomorrow NFL. Let's see. I think it's 40. It's up to 52 and a half.
I just told you it's going to be 52 because they had to get now.
It's going under there. It's going under. They moved it up 3 points. It's going under.
It will be 31. The score will be 34-27 or something like that.
No. It's going to be 31-17.
You saying Lions
it's going to be 31-17.
Man, our producer might.
31-17. They may have 20, but it's going under 51.
All right.
52 and a half. I'm just telling you.
52 and a half is going under, says Pete. All right.
I'm just telling you. So, man, we may as well let's get into the conference and the divisions and everything.
Okay.
And I want you to pick, obviously, who do you have in the NFC North? And I'm sure a lot of guys out here, everybody in NFC North, Detroit, Chi-Town, Green Bay, Minnesota. Who do you have winning the conference?
The Detroit Lions will win the NFC North.
The NFC North.
And it'll go down to the last 2 weeks, Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears.
Hold away. Did you hear the producer try to put another one bites the dust?
Oh,
he
man.
tried to slide that in there.
He been waiting to do that.
He been waiting to do another one bites the dust.
Yeah, Spider-Man Allen and all that, man.
So you go on Detroit.
Yeah.
Who's going to finish last in the division? What you think?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you, this is gonna be tough because I believe that you are looking at Green Bay is going to be a little bit better than what people think.
Okay, I think so too.
I think the NFC North is going to be a very competitive division from the standpoint of each of these teams will bring it every week. Green Bay is going to be much better than what people think, but I believe that the Minnesota Vikings will probably end up in fourth place with Green Bay being third.
Wow. All right, let's move on to NFC South. Who you got? Atlanta, the Saints, Bucks, Carolina. They got the young fella Bryce Young starting. I can tell y'all if y'all want some picks, Parlay Pete is giving out picks. Carolina is going to get blew out on Sunday.
Yeah.
Blew out. Okay? So if you want to add your parlay in there, add Carolina against whoever they playing, unless they playing Cooley.
So you telling me that Carolina every week they probably done. But I think they're going to tackle a little bit. I think they're going to do well, but I think it's going to be tough for the young fella this year.
It's going to be.
But the NFC South is easily the very worst division in football.
So I'm going to take this back. Carolina, they have Atlanta. And they starting Ritter. So that's a toss-up game. Don't put that game in your parlay. We're gonna move on to another team. We ain't gonna put them in our parlay.
Okay, don't put them in the parlay. Go ahead.
So who you got to win in the South? Who you thinking?
New Orleans.
New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans Saints will win the NFC South by a wide margin. Tampa Bay, they may be relevant within their division.
Do you think Derek Carr can resurrect his career down there? I think he's going to do good down there.
I think he'll do well. I also understand that the one thing you must understand that famous Jameis really was playing well before he got injured. So if Derek Carr can't finish off the season due to health reasons or anything like that, they're going to be fine because famous Jameis is ready to go. But they'll do well. I think the culture is set down there. That's what I really do love. But the rest of these teams are almost deplorable.
Absolutely. So we're going to move to NFC West.
Okay.
It's probably based upon the experts. It's a one-headed race. 49ers in that league, Seattle, the Rams, and the Cardinals. We know what the Cardinals going to do. They're going to tank. So the NFC West should be easy. I think Seattle will give them a fight.
Yep.
But because I'm not
Pete
sure.
Carroll going to have them fighting. Pete Carroll going to have them playing.
Absolutely. I think it's going to. And I wouldn't be surprised they get lucky and Seattle can win the division. Get lucky.
No.
I'm telling you, can get lucky. I'm just telling you right now.
No.
Right, because we don't know what's wrong if the
I know
quarterback,
I know
Purdy,
we
is his
drink on the
arm
job.
ready? No. Is his arm good?
Who's?
Purdy.
Listen, the way they tackle, I don't think Purdy, they just need someone to manage the game. And the way they're
That's
going to
true.
run this football, the one thing that the young fella does, man,
Don't turn it over.
does not turn this football
Absolutely.
over.
Uh-huh.
And defensively, Bosa just signed today for, I think, about 5 years for $170 million.
Oh, they needed him.
So you're looking at all levels defensively, on the line, linebackers, and your defensive secondary. San Francisco is tough, man.
That's easy.
This defense is possibly going to be like the 85 Bears.
Nah, you're going too far.
I just said similar. I don't, the speed and everything that Chicago had on that turf was just crazy. But I do believe that San Fran will look very similar to the 2001, I think, Baltimore Ravens defensively. So we'll see.
So we got the NFC East.
Yep.
Look like it's probably the Eagles going to be the favorite, and everybody else chasing behind. But who would be your surprise team in that division?
I'm gonna tell you, my man. If we're gonna say that, if we're gonna use the term surprise, you would have to say Washington.
Yep, that's my pick.
Their defensive line,
yes,
is sick. Their defensive line, they get after you like never before, man. And I'm watching them. I watch the culture. The one thing you got to understand about Ron Rivera, his teams are going to play. They're going to be disciplined. They got a lot of respect for him. And when he made a decision on the quarterback position and said, look here, this is my guy early in training camp, he gave the young fella a lot of confidence. And I tell you what, right now, defensively, they're going to keep themselves in some games, and they got some weapons that they can count on. So they're going to steal some games. They're going to play well. But I believe the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles will kind of battle it. But I think Philadelphia.
Dallas ain't going to do nothing. They're going to do exactly what they've been doing. Let's move on to the AFC. AFC South, I'm going to tell you, of course, you got the Bills are the favorite. Then they got the Jets, Miami, and the Patriots. They're saying the Patriots will finish last. I agree with that. Can Miami surprise anybody this year? I mean, surprise and get on the run, because the Jets, they're good defensively, but will Aaron Rodgers rise to the occasion like he should? But I've seen him choke in big games because it's only going to matter in playoff games.
Yep.
They opening up this year, Monday night against Buffalo. It's going to be tough. I like the defense, but I think the Jets may get out of there. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be the Jets and the Bills going to finish first and second.
In the East, AFC East?
Absolutely. AFC South.
You are absolutely – no, AFC, that's the AFC
It's East. I mean, yeah, East.
I tell you what, you are right on point, but I tell you, Sauce cuts off half of this field. And the way that I think Aaron Rodgers really – for him to say, hey, man, you know what, I'm going to New York. And now you're looking at the running back position. They've got some things going right now that it looks to me as if, and, I like the Miami suggestion. They're going to have to outscore people. They will some days. But I think those New York Jets are going to really, really do something in this AFC, man. I think it's going to be hard for them to beat the Chiefs, but I think they're going to make something happen. They can get to the AFC Championship game.
AFC West, Chargers, Raiders, Kansas City, of course, and the Broncos. Who's going to finish last? Because I know you're going to say he's going to finish first. You're going to say Kansas City. That's a foregone conclusion.
Well, am I just going to say it, or is it going to be true? I'm not just saying nothing just to say it.
I don't know. Okay.
So what do you say then? Since you don't know, what do you say?
They should win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers are there, right there on the heels.
The Chargers, this young boy, Justin Herbert. Now I'm going to tell you, he slings this football.
Of course.
But they play stupid sometimes, man.
Yeah.
I just I don't know. And I get it. I understand. And the good old boy network with some of these coaches, man, you talked about Arizona earlier. And I'm looking at San Diego and I'm thinking, as I'm watching the game, every week I'm looking and thinking, what are we really doing here? Are we really attempting to win a game, or are we trying to play for statistics?
Well, that's what they do.
You know, is this the Harlem Globetrotters where we're really entertaining people, or are we really trying to win a game? And I think they got enough talent to get some things done. But, you know, anytime Kansas City is in your division and you got my man back there, it's going to be tough.
Oh, it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna
tell
tell
the Raiders
you.
and the Broncos, you can forget about it. So it'll be a one-man race, and then it'll be those other three guys kind of battling out a little bit. So
I'm gonna give you a quick parlay Pete special. I can go on your parlay. Take the Miami Dolphins to go to the Chargers and beat them 32-31 against the Chargers.
Take who to win what?
Miami will win the game this week against the Chargers. It's -3. Take Miami with the +3. You ain't gonna have to watch.
No question. And so if you want to parlay it,
yeah, that's just why I'm giving my picks.
We doubling up. We showing y'all everything, man. We entertaining, we teaching you, and we trying to.
Q, what they got up on this board? Who talking on this board? Let me get on StreamYard. What they got going on?
Look at Troy, man. NFC South doesn't have any stable team. Yeah, New York will win by 3 games. Yeah, you're right. That's my man. Troy that's my man. We think alike.
But so
bang, bang, Niner game. All right.
So, but I'm gonna tell you, that's the game that I'm saying put you some money on and check it out. Take Miami in that game. You should be good.
Take Miami and you take the over, people. Listen to me. Miami and the Chargers. Send me a little something, man. You can send it in State Champions Podcast, man. Just give it to your mail lady. They know where we at. Trust me. Y'all know we the baddest dudes out here with this podcast, that we so versatile with it. But we can give y'all some money too. Take Miami and the Chargers to go over and go outside, cut your grass, edge it up, plant some, dig up some things for the fall for your lady. And when you come back in at about 7:15, 7:30, just go on your app and say, man, G Ward hooked me up, man. I'm telling you, take the over. It's not even going to be close.
All right, I got another game for you. And so before we go to that one, what a parlay now.
All right.
Take Baltimore to roll the Texans up like a bag of weed, like they do in the neighborhood.
Hey, man,
now I'm going to tell you. Listen, I'm telling you.
My man just referenced the reefer.
That's what they do, man. We for the neighborhood. They do their thing.
We know what they do.
But, man, I'm listening.
What's
telling
the line? Baltimore what?
I'm going to tell you right now, the line with Baltimore, that Baltimore game started at 8.5 and it's going up to 10. Take the Ravens in a blowout, 41-10.
Daniel Barnett, my former player, played Division II basketball, doing very well for himself, man. Proud of him, his daughter, his lady, man, the whole nine. Do you just respond for me? Is Baltimore giving up 8.5?
They'll
giving
out 10.
They'll win by 2 touchdowns minimally.
It went from 8.5 to 10. They're going to win. They're going to scream 41-10.
Yep, they're going to win it.
The young fella going to get so rattled up in there. It's going to be crazy. All right, let's keep moving with we got the NFC going to that NFC North. Steelers, Ravens, Cleveland, and the Bengals. I can tell you who I'm taking to win the AFC
Baltimore
North.
playing Houston. Baltimore playing Houston.
They're gonna roll them up. The young fella not gonna be ready for that.
Yeah, no.
But that AFC North, who you got winning that?
Man, everybody, now listen. The easy pick for everyone
is Cincinnati.
Everybody gonna go to Ohio. I get it. But I'm telling you right now, everybody, you listen to me and listen to me carefully. Go on your futures right now. Go on your futures right now. You listen to me carefully. Deshaun Watson, that running game.
Oh, you're going.
Cincinnati, I think, is either Super Bowl or bust for them. I'm telling you right now. Look at that. My man just said, he must have read my mind. Hey, Kevin Marshall, too. Coach, hear me out. The Cleveland Browns with my main man, Deshaun Watson. The rust is off of him. He is ready to go. All them lies they told on my man down in Houston, which was a travesty what they tried to do to that brother. He's going to come back with a vengeance. Cleveland, Euclid Avenue, I'm telling you, my auntie Darlene, my whole family's down in Ohio on my dad's side. Let's get ready to celebrate, too. I'm driving 2 hours. We're going to party down there. Cleveland Browns going to win that division, baby.
Man, you're dreaming. Ravens gonna roll
or Pittsburgh.
No, Pittsburgh. They're gonna pull up the rear for sure.
No, Baltimore win it, and Cleveland.
No, the Baltimore gonna win it all.
Cleveland.
They're gonna win the North for sure. AFC
Baltimore
South
could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
AFC.
absolutely. That's why I have to win the Super Bowl. AFC South, the Texans, like I just said, CJ Stroud, the young fella, he gonna be in trouble. Who do you have winning that? It's really you got Tennessee and Jacksonville, two-headed race.
Hey man, Jacksonville is for real.
Jacksonville, there you
Jacksonville is for real. Tennessee, they no longer scared of people down there. And I think last year in the playoffs, you saw Jacksonville really, really grow up. And not only in the playoffs, what people don't look at, and if you're really a sports guy and really understand this thing, you saw how Jacksonville had to get there. For them to get in the playoffs and play well and down the stretch, grow up, and they've created a championship culture down there. Jacksonville, baby, they're gonna win. They're gonna win the AFC South.
They're gonna win the AFC. Absolutely, I got Jacksonville getting busy in that conference. I think they're gonna win it all. That's another one. Jacksonville is going to the coach. I'm gonna tell you what the line is right here, right now. The line is, I think Jacksonville may only be favored by 3. Actually, they're favored by 4.5.
4.5.
4.5.
So they must be playing in Indy.
They're playing Indy with the young fella.
In Indy, right?
In Indy. It don't make a difference. The young fella not gonna be ready. They're not. Because
ready
one thing about Jacksonville, they tackle and they can cover. I can tell you that game, the over and under is 45. It's
Jacksonville.
going
Yeah, Jacksonville has scored 38 themselves.
I don't think they're gonna get
Let's
that.
go
many.
31.
I think that it'll be probably like 27-10. 27-10,
Going under.
31. Yeah, it's going under for sure. So I didn't give y'all 3 picks. I didn't get Jacksonville,
Okay,
Baltimore, Miami, and you can take the under in that one. All right, so we got a couple games here. Who you like between the Cincinnati-Cleveland game? You already said that. You're going to take Cleveland. They playing them in Cleveland first
in
game.
the dog pound, baby. You know, the last time I went to the dog pound, I went to see Mahomes out there. Took Hollywood and G out there, man. So I got to get on the road to go see Deshaun Watson this year, man. You should join me. Get on the road. I know you like to fly first class and all that, but I'm going to get on the road, go see Deshaun.
Oh, you're going to go see Deshaun. I'm trying to see who else, some interesting games, because it's Sunday and I know a lot. This might be an easy one too. Washington versus St. Louis. Washington versus St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Yep. That's what they said. Not just what they.
Man, they ain't got no team in St. Louis.
They the Cardinals. They St. Louis to me. They St. Louis to me. It's Arizona, but I call them the St. Louis.
Now listen to me.
That's an easy one.
They're gonna roll them up. Arizona, really, what they've done in the last couple of years, from a coaching standpoint, the culture is bad. Everything that they've done down there, for me, the coaching, that they had the last couple of years, it really it's no rhyme or reason for what they've done. And now they about to really feel the effects of that. They're awful. So they every week, whoever they're playing, take them.
Every week. Black and blue division, the Bears, and I think Bears and the Packers are going at it. Bears at home -1.5. They don't know who's going to win that game. G. So who you going with?
1.5. Now I tell you, Chicago will win the game by 7 to 10 points, but I think the quarterback play will be much better than what they think, and obviously the experts know. Yeah, that's why it's just 1.5 line. But I think Chicago will take care of business that day.
All right, NFC Championship game, really quick. Who you got in the NFC Championship game? I think you already said this, but go ahead, repeat it.
Say it right now. The Detroit Lions.
You dreaming.
Versus, look at another one. Look at my man, though.
There you go. And another one bites it down.
The Detroit Lions against the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm telling you, I can't believe I'm saying it, but I believe it may happen, or the Dallas Cowboys.
Man, you've been drinking already.
I was about to ask you that, man. You was talking.
Man, now listen, it's easy for this because It's nobody out there. You got a 49ers Philly in that particular one. AFC Championship game, I'm going Baltimore versus the Jets. Baltimore gets there. Kansas City run. They not gonna get there. They're gonna get there. They're gonna get beat by Baltimore.
Okay.
And I think Baltimore is gonna win it all. I think they're good enough to win it all. And I think now you talking about somebody's gonna come back and play with a vengeance is your boy Lamar Jackson.
Lamar,
gonna do his thing. So that's who I have
MVP.
winning that one. AFC, Baltimore and the Jets. Baltimore going on win the Super Bowl. It's out in Vegas this year. Y'all better get y'all stuff together because get your flights and stuff together. They're going to be doing an announcement real quick here. Y'all can get y'all flights early now.
D Pitts. So December 30th, that's right, in Dallas, baby. But I'll tell you what, my man Kevin Marshall, man, hey, you my brother, More Than a Coach podcast. You're doing a hell of a job up there in Saginaw, Bridgeport area. I don't know about this Dallas all the way, but it's a possibility. I tell you, it's a possibility. I'm just saying it's a possibility. You never know what
first of all, they done mess with Prescott head by bringing. This how crazy it is. They done brought in another quarterback, but of course we know it shouldn't affect him.
It's not a quarterback controversy or nothing.
No, I'm not saying that, but the point of it is when they interviewed him, they said, "What's going on?" Well, I'm not surprised about what's going on around here anymore. That told me right there, he is so worried. Who did Dallas have the first game? The Giants. Oh, Giants might get beat the first game.
Good football game too.
Oh, Giants might get Dallas that first.
It'll be a good football game.
They may get them. But G, I think we're gonna move on. We got to get to college football and the talk of the week.
Oh man,
we already going into week 2 for college football.
Okay,
and we got that dude named Deion Sanders. Prime time. I think they made the show up on ESPN with Berman. They got it from Deion at the time, but they just stole the name, but they never give him the credit for it. But you had the Colorado Buffaloes go into TCU,
Texas,
and pop them.
They were
number 17 in the country.
They were a 21.5 point underdog.
And here's the crazy thing about that. A lot of people thought that Deion them wasn't going to show up and was going to get blew out. And they went in there and did what they did on national TV.
Absolutely.
And did their thing. What was your take on that game in terms of how well prepared those guys were? Because that's one thing I have to say. They were well prepared, and they did not look like they were frightened, and the stage was not too big for them. What was your takeaway on that game, and what do you think that Colorado can do for the rest of the season? Because they predicted he want to win 3 games.
Yeah, so he, obviously he's going to obliterate that. I think obviously the preparation was amazing. He recognized something in the secondary in TCU, realized, they got some very good athletes out there at TCU. But the athletes that he has and the scheme, he utilized, he had 4 receivers receive for over 100 yards. I want you to understand that. 4 players caught the ball, had over 100 yards receiving in that game. So now you've got a game plan for an awful lot.
Yeah.
And the efficiency and the discipline. So what I love is, the narrative. It's always a narrative when you're talking about, it's a black coach, not disciplined, the undertones. They use code phrases like they're talented. But if it's Saban, they're disciplined, they're tough, they're well prepared.
Hey, Q, let's keep your thoughts. Q, the one that I sent you about when he's talking at the podium after the game, and he speaks about a confident black man and his players and the black man coaching 75%. That's the one that I sent you. Play that one for me. Did it download yet? Oh, let's play that one because this is speaking right to what you're talking about.
We do things that have never been done, and that makes people uncomfortable. When you see a confident black man sitting up here talking his talk, walking his walk, coaching 75% African Americans in the locker room, that's kind of threat.
So, G, I'm going to tell you, listen, I was watching it live. Okay. It gave me chills.
Me too.
The hair on my arm stood up because absolutely.
Yes.
The narrative is always going to be something to what you just spoke about.
Yes.
Will they be disciplined? Will they be able to do this? And what I tell people is this about Deion. See, he's speaking from a lens of
Yes.
a person, and I'm telling you that is spiritually connected.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't see it. He's like, I don't care what you think about me. Matter of fact, cue up that one real quick. And I'm going to tell y'all where this all comes from. The boy Cole with the records.
Look at me. What about me would make you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me. You didn't build me, so you can't kill me. You know what? God established me. So you ain't nothing you could do to me. I've been him. I've been a difference maker, a game changer. I've been that guy. So what would change? Not a darn thing. I'm not even playing the game, and you got an opinion of me. I love it, but I don't care. And I wish the world thought like that. Youngsters, if you're out there right now, do not give a darn what opinion people have of you, long as that opinion is not consistent of that of yourself. You be you. I'm not playing to make you feel good about me. I already feel good about me. I'm good. Message for the youngsters out there and the old school, not old fools.
Now, see, now the boy is so cold. See, and I like everything that he's doing, obviously, because black man, leading a group of a football team.
No question.
But we have to establish that nobody thought these kids from the HBCU can compete. And he's taking them on this ride. And of course, he's the focal point because he's Deion Sanders, prime time.
That's what I was just about to get at.
But see, the key though, even though he's prime time, he still has to lead those young men to get them prepared. And they need to start talking more about the preparation for what he's doing. And for him to win that first game at TCU is crazy. But he's done a great job so far. But G, go ahead. I know you got to add something to that.
Well, no, you right on point. You know, the one thing you got to understand that what he's done so cleverly is he's created an environment of learning. And those young men, they were 1-11 last year.
Yep.
Now, let's understand this. They were 1-11 last year. And when he took the job, there were so many people that suggested, man, he in over his head.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they just came out and said it. Oh, man, he in over his head. So now here we are. What he's done so cleverly, too, he has taken all the pressure off of his players.
Absolutely.
He has forced you to say, man, you know what? Coach believe in me. And coach out here in front saying this, and he talking this talk, and everything is on him. In the meantime, his players now can be under the radar a little bit more because everybody focused on him. And they played so loose the other day. I really expected them, at least initially, let me show a little. No.
That first drive? Listen, I had to come in the house and watch the first drive. Made it look easy.
They were practicing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, first of all, what I do not like is the play call, 4th and 2, whatever it was. You know, they were losing.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No,
very well prepared, and they are going to continue to just rise to the occasion. I would not be stunned if you look up and they're in that Pac-12 championship game. I would not be stunned at all.
Absolutely. So I think we should do a toast to Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. But Q, while we doing that, I definitely, because they asked him a question about the son, Shedeur, and he was like, "You talking about Shedeur? The one that they said wasn't good enough from HBCU?
He ain't got that one.
I didn't send that one? Oh, I thought I sent that one. No, it should be another one that I sent. I sent 4. You maybe didn't hit it. But yeah. Let's see if we can it play real quick. Oh no, that's the one. I don't think enough people talk about this. And this is where all this comes from with Deion. A lot of people don't know Deion was suicidal.
Yep.
People don't know he tried to kill himself when he was in Cincinnati. A lot of people didn't know that, and a lot of people don't talk about that. But at that time, I remember the interview and that particular one that we could have queued up. We don't have to queue it up because I think it's too long.
Right.
But he talked about being in Cincinnati. He said, I was at the top of my game, but he was going through a bitter divorce. And he was in a place because he couldn't see his kids. They wouldn't allow his wife, his ex-wife wouldn't allow him to see his children. And at the time, he said he had everything. And he took his car.
From a material standpoint.
From a material standpoint, he took his car and he drove it and he went off an embankment. He really tried to kill himself. And it's really a testament. So when I hear him talk about the spiritual side, you didn't make me, so you can't talk down to me.
Yeah.
You can't talk about me. So he's instilling that in the young boys. And I tell you, from a spiritual side, he is instilling those things in his young people. And you can tell that they're grasping onto it and they're doing a great job. But that came from, I forget what year it was, but I remember seeing the actual story. Yeah. And they said he really should have died, but he was in a Mercedes that had the ceiling that was extra strength and all of that. But he really actually tried to take his life. So he's very spiritually connected. And he said that he gave his life to God that a couple of weeks later, I believe, in his condo in Cincinnati. So a testament to him with that. And I think a lot of young people need to get grounded. I think that's our biggest problem. But go ahead, G. I wanted to add some more, but go ahead.
Well, I just, again, the way they're playing right now, it's going to be interesting to see, though, this week.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to respond after all the notoriety? This is going to be the week where you see the true maturity. Like they have the better football team this week. They're a 2-point favorite or something like that. But how they're going to respond after all this notoriety? They've been on ESPN every day. Prime has been on every podcast there is across the country. How have they practiced this week?
Well, I'll tell you this, just because of this. What I'm thinking is this, because I didn't think they were going to come out and play that well the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you think about a guy who is the leader of the group, who has done this time and time again.
Yep.
And now he is the leader of a group of young men who understand. So now you have his son, both sons, a two-way player, who's doing great.
Travis Hunter.
I think he can sit them down because this is bigger than athletics. He's not talking to them about just football now.
No question.
So now I think he is there. I think they're going to go into Nebraska.
No, they're at home.
They're at home. Oh, I thought they was going. Oh, they're gonna roll them up.
They're at home.
They gonna roll them up.
I believe they are, but I'm interested to see.
I think it's going to
start
be.
again. Yeah.
I think I might take Deion and that put him in a parlay.
And it's only 2.5.
It's only 2.5. If they got a teaser out, because you know I'm going to Vegas still.
Yeah.
You know I'm going to Vegas on Friday, but I got to go. Did I tell you about the super contest?
Man, come on, man.
No, it's first. Did I tell you? All right, but go ahead, G. What about, because I know you want to give some accolades to a lot of the young people from out of Detroit.
What we're talking about
is college football.
We're talking about college football.
And the impact.
When you look around as we watching, I was in Memphis this weekend, man, and I had an opportunity to kind of sit back and, kind of brag a little bit on, the PSL from a football perspective and the city itself. So as we watching the games, man, you look up, you're watching Penn State, and 3 of the starters on a defensive side of the ball.
Yes.
3 starters from Penn State are all PSL guys, are all very close, and they were close friends when they were playing against one another. Obviously, we got Kobe and Kalen King. Dub is Kalen. They're twins. There's Kobe right there, man. 6'2", 246-pound starting linebacker for Penn State. Can move, baby. Can flat out move.
Okay.
He's a starting linebacker. And then his brother, Kalen King, who is projected to be the number 1 or number 2 corner taken in this year's draft if he elects to leave. His mom, Felicia, and their dad, man, they've done a wonderful job with these guys, man. Hell of a students, hell of a young men. They, Kalen started last year. This is Kobe's first year starting. And then when you look at the safety position, you got that fast, strong Red Reed, man, out of Detroit, Martin Luther King Jr. Senior High School, man. You look at the clip right there last year, his sophomore year. Now he's wearing number 1, and played a heck of a football game on this past weekend. And, playing with his boys that went to Cass Tech, they have really formed a hell of a defense over there at Penn State and, pretty much dominated the game against West Virginia. So you look at them and then you turn and look, obviously, you look at the quarterback position over in the MAC. The best quarterback in the MAC is a kid, DeQuan Finn. Detroit Martin Luther King Jr. Senior High School. The preparation that, specifically, just got to be honest, the preparation that they've had over on Grand River at 3200 East Lafayette has been amazing to continue to turn out pros every single solitary year. Every single solitary year. Now, DeQuan Finn, has been starting at University of Toledo for the last 2.5 years or so.
How tall is he?
DeQuan's about 6'2" tall.
Okay.
And when you look at DeQuan and you look at the twins, you look at Jaylen Reed, the one thing that comes to mind when I look at all our guys that go to college, Rich Miller that's at Kansas, and the big fella down in Kentucky that went to Cass, man, he's doing great at University of Kentucky. But you got to give kudos to the coaching staff. But I'll tell you one thing, Chris Grizzly Huff, and everybody in the city called him Huff, Coach Huff. Man, the speed, strength, and agility training that he's doing, Vickers is doing a great job with some of our athletes as well. What they're doing when they get prepared, I mean, you look at their bodies. Most of these young, obviously they got bigger as they got to college, just naturally progressive, growing up, their shoulders and arms getting bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys, when they hit in the football field in high school, when they put that extra time and that extra work in, and obviously at Cass and King, man, they doing a great job of making sure these young men stay in the weight room and really work on their speed. And that's why it's translating to doing a great job at the collegiate level. And then you got another young man. I watched Duke.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Duke and Clemson the other night. And Clemson was giving Duke 11.5 points, end up dropping down like 9 points or something like that. And I said, hey, let's see what's happening. And then I watched the game, and obviously Duke is kind of pulling away. And the game-winning interception, or the game-clinching interception.
Okay.
You got a kid, Dorian Mausi.
Mm-hmm.
His dad, Dorian, has done a great job with him. And his mom, Joy, went to University of Detroit, Jesuit, obviously in the city of Detroit. These young men have personified what football and athletics is all about. Great students,
Mm-hmm.
great young men, and the impact that they're having on the game. I mean, you're looking at Dorian right there, man, putting a smash on somebody. And he's been a 4-year starter. His first year, he started when he walked on campus, he started at a university in which we know academics is very, very high.
Mm-hmm.
He went down there in the ACC, started on the special teams, and the last 3 years he started at linebacker, man. So kudos to those young men, man. And, I guess last but not least,
Man, we can't forget about the young fella.
come on, man.
Come on, man. I'm sure. Do we got a clip of the young fella?
So why I ain't gonna mention his name, man?
No, we got
52 newcomers on the roster for Coastal Carolina.
And they're trying to figure a lot of that out still. Nice pass, caught in the end zone, and that's a UCLA touchdown.
That was really going to be dealer's choice there for Ethan Garbers. Chip Kelly dialing up the perfect play call.
Chip Kelly and his Bruins, their young 5-star recruit Dante Moore on the field for third down. Got away from pressure, found steal. Touchdown! Well, look, in some ways it's unfair to the veteran quarterback, but the fans here are energized by the kid coming in and doing this.
Well, they certainly are, and you can see why. Find completions, stay in rhythm, pick up first downs.
TJ Harden is running back. He's going to sling it deep, and in stride, caught, Sturdivant, touchdown! 62 yards! Oh, my goodness.
How about that throw? Just an absolute dime. Couldn't have thrown it any better to a speedster.
And he kind of makes it look easy. The ball just pops out of his hand. They'll hand it off right side. Nice hole. There goes Harden. Huge gain inside the 20, down inside.
Watching UCLA the other day, man. I'm watching it, and I see Dante on the field. And obviously, he had a close relationship with Jaylen Reed, obviously DeQuan Finn, all close to me. But watching him, and I'm saying, okay, now let's see Let's see how he performs. And he didn't start the game. Okay, so now for the first time in his life, he's not starting the game. I want to see mentally and emotionally how he's going to be. The first drive of his college career, he leads his team on a drive to score a touchdown. Then you look, as the game got tight, he throws his first play back in the game in the third quarter. He throws a bullet with nice touch on it and get another touchdown. It's unbelievable what this young man has been able to do. And as Don, you're right, he's so on point. And I remember 4 years ago when I watched him play against Catholic Central, ironically enough, 4 years ago, and they lost the football game at King. But I left there and I said to myself, and I told our producer and I told Ralph, I said, listen, Ralph, if you don't get to a game, you are missing a treat. Because a young fella at 14, 15 years old, in the high school level, his first game, I saw he could make every throw.
Wow.
And now he can make every, it's unbelievable. You know, he looked like a poised pro out there in his first game, and he's a natural freshman, a true freshman, and the sky's the limit. But again, man, kudos to the coaching staff, man, you know, all over this city. Huff, you've done a great job, man, with the speed and agility, man, the strength training. But these young men to stay disciplined, kudos to your parents, kudos to you, hell of a job, and way to represent this city, man, on the national stage. You've done a great job.
That's what I definitely want to add to that, G, with Dante, because I remember when he came on the show, him and his dad, and I think you talk about that poise and that leadership. But when his dad came down, see, you told me a story about the summer before when he was supposed to be out doing some things. The dad said, no, you got to come do some work with me.
Do some work.
And so when I think about the dad, I think about Dion and these black men that are definitely in their children's lives, doing great things. But the poise and discipline is what really shows.
Oh,
and it comes from having that black male figure around and saying, hey, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to do it.
And this is how you're going to do it.
And this is how you're going to do it.
Absolutely.
And so it's just wonderful to hear, man. I'm excited. I'm hoping you think they can score some tickets. Well, I don't need them to buy me no ticket. But we go out to a game and interview him out there at UCLA with his jersey on, man.
Hey, I know we can get out there.
You don't know we can interview. I thought you had juice with the people.
Well, you know, I don't want to just go national and say, I don't want to go national and say, but of course, DJ gonna holler at me. He might not. Now you can't go out there by yourself. I gotta.
No, I don't want to go. I'm saying, can I get an interview?
Oh no, we're gonna get the interview, man.
I want to do the interview out there at UCLA.
No, that's what we're gonna do with that.
Okay.
Ain't no sense in doing it here again.
No. When do they come here? Do they got to be coming here sometimes? Oh no, they
won't. They won't join.
That ain't the next year.
They won't join.
What's the closest they coming this year?
Oh, it won't be that close. It won't be that close. I kind of looked at it. I don't think it's going to be that close right now.
Okay.
But they'll be in the Big Ten next year.
Yeah.
But again, I tell you what, when you look at the Pac-12, wouldn't it be something if UCLA
had to play Michigan,
play Colorado in the Pac-12?
Oh, you talking about this year? Oh, that would be sweet. That would be. Oh, we queuing up. I thought we was gonna queue up the video, man. I thought we had something special for y'all. But listen, man, G. So we got our NFL, we got our college. We talked about all the local guys, man. It's always an honor to give, that praise to the young people who are doing some great things.
Yeah.
Especially young black men, and we see it all the time. Obviously I'm not in the coaching ranks anymore, but we see it all the time, and seeing the kids, and you see it more than myself, that they're like, hey, this is crazy. These guys made it, and they're doing good and doing some wonderful things. So shout out to them and to the whole team. But I tell you what, man, we'll be back in a couple of weeks. We gonna come back next week.
Man, we gotta listen. We at some point, the one thing that I do want to talk about, and I want y'all to chime in on this. We have to talk about a few things in our community. And the one thing that we realize is, it's a lot of parenting going on from separate homes. And we got to talk about it. We got to come up with some solutions on how to co-parent our children. Because anytime you talk about the divorce rate in our community is at 70%, it's really north of 70%. Then we got to come up with some solutions. If that's going to be our narrative, if that's going to be a part of our truth, then we've got to move in a different way to co-parent our children and understand how we should do so for the success of the child and the success of our community.
Oh, man. I'm just going back, G. I'm looking at Colorado's schedule in UCLA. They play each other October 28th. Colorado at UCLA.
In LA.
That's going to be a good one. I won't be able to make that. I'll be in Vegas for that weekend, but I could tell you where I'm going to be, because actually that's a Saturday. Yep. I know I won't be able to get to that one. But anyway.
I will drive.
No, I'm doing flying. I ain't doing no driving. That's out. You get caught on the roads. But anyway, man, thanks for y'all tuning in. State Champions Podcast. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Follow us on YouTube, IG, TikTok.
Little TT, happy born day.
So
y'all
you know what's going on with us, man. Follow us, man. Peace, and we out of here, man.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.